calls are already coming in. Let's go ahead and take our first call, and that call comes from Beverly.
Okay, my question is, if your car, you are the owner of the car, but you lent the car to a friend who went out and had an accident, and 3 cars were involved, and there were injuries, people had to go to the hospital, and I want to know how much, whether the person, the driver of the car, also received a DUI. And I want to know how much liable would the owner be.
Okay, thank you so much, Beverly. Your thoughts.
So I think Beverly was talking about that she loaned her car to a friend, and there ended up being a wreck with multiple cars, and then someone in the car got a DUI. And so it's a lot of different issues. And this is what I'd tell you, Beverly. You know, you have to look at permissive use. And so you gave permission to your friend to use the car, but what you probably didn't do is give your friend permission to drink and drive in the car, so you can exceed the scope of the permission. They might give you permission to go to the store or go to church, but they might not give you permission to go to Vicksburg to the boat. And so you can void or you can violate or exceed the scope of that permission, and it can actually void the insurance coverage. It's going to be very fact specific. It's going to be, what did you tell them they could do and what did you tell them they couldn't do? And that'll probably determine whether or not the insurance applies, which obviously you want it to. Now, unfortunately, you said that your friend, or one of these cars, I'm assuming it's your friend, was also DUI, or driving under the influence, and that's not good. That's one of the main causes of wrecks and fatalities in Mississippi, and especially on a holiday weekend. And I hope that everybody's careful this weekend, because they're going to be out in full force. Whether they call it bunny hop or whatever the name is, you know, this weekend for Memorial Day, the police are going to be out, and I'm glad they are, because they're going to stop some fatal wrecks by enforcing the law of not letting people drink and drive by having roadblocks. And people may not like the roadblocks, but in the end of the day, I think they generally help curb some of these incidents. Here's the effect it can have. It could, the DUI could open up you or the person who caused the wreck to what's called punitive damages, because that's for reckless behavior. It's over and above just mere negligence, and it's meant to punish people and to deter conduct. And the Mississippi Supreme Court has said over and over and over that using a vehicle or a car while you're intoxicated is reckless, and it can warrant punitive damages.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for the call. Rocky, just explain what role, from your experience, so what role do you normally see drivers' behavior play in accidents? About
99.9%, in my opinion. I've been doing this over 20 years, and Tamika, what I see is people not paying attention, people getting distracted, people speeding and ignoring safety devices, like I was saying, and those are the main contributors. And then when you look at a 18-wheeler driver, fatigue. Now, fatigue is probably one of the #1 causes, being tired in a 18-wheeler, because they drive for hours and hours and hours on the open road, sometimes in the middle of the night, and it's dark, and they get tired, and that's another cause, especially with a big, 18-wheeler, 70,000 pounds hitting something. Bad things happen. And so those are the main factors that I see, is driver decisions, driver behavior, and the lack of decision making, sometimes because they're tired.
Okay. And also, what are some of the steps that we all can take to protect ourselves on the road?
I would say slow down. I mean, speed not only kills, but speed also contributes to so many of these wrecks. To obey the traffic and safety devices. And then I see a lot of wrecks in construction zones where you have the orange cones and the flags, and people are saying slow down, and people just get in a daze and they don't notice, and they go in and they hurt somebody, and they don't want to hurt somebody. Nobody ever wants to do that.
That's right.
But I see so many wrecks in construction sites that were preventable if you just followed the orange or the yellow flag, that they're waving to you, and people are speeding and they're on their phone, and now they got their laptops or their iPad, they're watching movies and all these things.
Everything's going on.
That it's not meant to do when you're going at 60 miles an hour. I mean, a lot of bad things can happen.
Yeah, or even just close to home, in that little comfort zone area.
A lot of wrecks happen close to them. That's true.
Home.